Does recoil matter? Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? Joe here from the Scruffy Fam. Hey, thank you to everyone who's subscribed lately. If you are watching and not subscribed, that's about 92% of you. Please just go ahead and subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps us get out on YouTube a little bit more. So today I have a little bit of fun. I switched up some optics again because that's what I do. Try to find the best combination of rifle with optic. And wouldn't you figure that it was my lightest recoiling rifle and my heaviest recoiling rifle are the two that I needed to bring out to the range and re-verify the zero. So I brought out my 1022, my Ruger 1022, and my Ruger M77 in 338 Win Mag. And I'm at the 50-yard range. The reason I'm at the 50-yard range is the 1022 I zeroed at the 50-yard range, and the same thing for my 338. 50 versus 100 yards isn't too much of a difference here. If I need to adjust, I can put that in my ballistic app, but really for my hunting that I'm going to do here in Wisconsin, I'm probably not going to be shooting over 100 yards, so that 50-yard zero gives me a little bit closer in option if I need it. So what I wanted to talk about is as I was shooting today, I was kind of laughing. I'm like, man, wouldn't it figure that I'd have my biggest recoiling firearm with my lightest recoiling firearm at the range in the same day? And, wouldn't it be beneficial to show what recoil does when you're shooting? Okay, so what does it look like when you're shooting with recoil? I did a short not too long ago about 338 Win Mag recoil, and I actually got a lot of messages back of, oh, that wasn't really that much. You were probably just shooting a 308. Quit trying to doctor it. I was really shooting the 338. I shoot a lot. I fire a lot of firearms. I don't have the heavy caliber flinch because I shoot a lot. If you don't have that, if you don't shoot very often, you may develop the flinch. One of the ways I overcome the flinch is I'll bring a light recoiling rifle when I bring a heavy recoiling rifle. And I'll shoot the light recoiling rifle a lot more than the heavy recoiling one, so that when I do get behind the heavy one, I've been firing the light recoiling rifle so much that I don't flinch, I don't jerk the trigger into any of that stuff. I stay on and stay true. So I've put about 30 or 40 rounds through my 1022. I've put 6 rounds through the 338 Win Mag. They're both zeroed, they're both on. So what I'm going to do now is I've got that same deer type target that I've had set up every test. I've got that set up for the 338 Win Mag, and then I've got little tiny circles set up for my 1022 because it is set up for competition. I put an LPVO on there instead of the heavy competition scope just for a little fun thing to do. I have an opportunity to possibly do some small game hunting, and I'll probably just take that, some varmint hunting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you guys set up just to show you the recoil and what that looks like when using a heavy recoiling rifle and a light recoiling rifle. Be a little bit shorter video today, guys, but enjoy. First, we're going to have the 338, and we're going to look at the difference between the 338. I'm going to do 3 shots of the 338. You'll see the recoil, and then we'll do 10 shots of the 1022. All right, be right back. All right, guys, I got you set up an angle here where you should be able to see the recoil. That's what we're looking for. Hopefully this doesn't knock over my phone. We'll find out after this first one. All right, so the first of 3 for the 338 Win Mag. This is my heaviest recoiling caliber. All right, that was 3 for that. Those were all really low. That's strange. Huh. Okay. All right. Looks like it knocks my phone around a little bit. That is the recoil of a 338 Win Mag. Okay. I'm going to try something and send another 3 rounds through. Hopefully it doesn't send my phone flying again. We're going to send 3 more down. So we get 6 out of the 338 Win Mag. That recoil. Okay. Whoo, it's smoking. All right, guys, that is the 338 Win Mag. I'm gonna get the 1022 set up, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, now I got set up with the 1022. We got 10 rounds of that. So you got to see 6 rounds of the 338 Win Mag. Now we're gonna do 10 rounds of the 1022, and we'll look at the recoil on that. Watch my reaction, my shoulder, and everything else. Okay? All right, let's go. Ooh, hot. The big old hole down there. All right, that was 10 out of the 1022. So, does recoil matter? That's really up to you. You guys got to see my reaction shooting a 338 Win Mag, which is an extremely heavy recoiling rifle. It's one of the heaviest recoiling commercial that you can get. And you saw me firing a 1022, which is one of the lightest recoiling commercial rifles that you can get. Now, I'll have to review the video, but I would say that I was able to handle the 1022 much easier than I was able to handle the 338. Recoil matters, okay? If you're hunting game that is big enough that would require you to put a heavier caliber, heavier energy dump on it, you're going to need to be able to practice with that heavier caliber round. Now, are there people that have taken big game, we'll say elk and moose, with lighter calibers? Yes, they have. Bullet construction, shot placement, all of those things absolutely matter. But for the gross majority of people out there, if you're going to hunt elk, right, you're probably going to look at something around a 7 Rem Mag, 30-06, 300 Win Mag, 338 Win Mag, 300 PRC, 7 PRC, something like that. 7, I think I said 7 PRC. Those are all very adequate for hunting big game. And they all recoil very, very heavy, enough that it develops a flinch in some people. So a lot of people have started using the 6.5 Creedmoors, 270s, 308, 6.5 PRC that are much more mild recoiling with proper bullet construction, appropriate distance, and appropriate shot placement. They're using that to hunt elk because they're not comfortable shooting those heavier recoiling calibers. Now, I am about 150 pounds, and you guys could see me with the 338 Win Mag. It's not unwieldable or unmanageable. Ron Spomer has a really good series of videos about how to handle recoil, and I think he does a wonderful job talking about that. But the best advice I can give to you is if you do have one of those heavier recoiling calibers and you don't like shooting a lot because it's unpleasant, a really good idea is to take a lighter recoiling thing, especially if you've got a 22, bring a 22 to the range, shoot 3 to 6 rounds out of your very heavy recoiling rifle, then shoot 50 rounds out of your 22, and then go back another 3 to 6, or start with your 22, shoot 50 rounds, then shoot 3 to 6 rounds, 50 rounds, 3 to 6 rounds. When you do that, you're tricking your brain. You're tricking your brain into the recoil isn't that bad. And by the time you start to think the recoil is that bad with that 3 to 6 shots, you start shooting the 22 again, and then you realize, okay, the recoil is not that bad, and you start going back through again. So, guys, I hope you liked the video today. What are your thoughts on recoil? What are your thoughts on those heavier calibers? If you saw me flinching and jumping a whole lot with the 338, call me out. I'll find out when I start editing this. So, again, if you guys like what you're seeing, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Whole bunch of range time because it is the season. We'll see you next time.